What's going on, everybody? Once again, this is the show.
The show.
That's right. BG is in the building.
King and the gentleman.
We got Donna D in the building.
Donna D.
I'm here.
He's a special guest. Y'all get used to her. You're going to start seeing Donna D. Today's topic, we'll start talking about something that we really need to get to the bottom of. It's the dumbest problem that we have in the world today. That being said, it's also the biggest problem.
I agree.
And we as people need to really think. I'm going to speak on it.
D. Newest addition to the crew. Jamie Lamar, Donna D, y'all old friends. That's correct.
That's correct.
Before we dive into our topic, why don't y'all give everybody a little history about y'all? How'd y'all become friends? Because as I understand, y'all are very good friends.
Yeah.
Very good friends. Today we're talking about racism. And
We
Donna
had
D, who's obviously the Jamie Lamar, who's obviously black male. Obviously, there's also probably a good significant age gap.
yes.
And they're very good friends for a long time. Give us a little bit of that.
Well, we met. We'd known each other quite a long time, right, Jamie? But when we really became good friends was one day I was at the car wash and we were talking and all of a sudden he got this look on his face and I thought, oh, what's coming now? And he said, do white people talk about black people like we talk about y'all?
That question there is basically the springboard for the relationship and where y'all are today, and ironically, the episode today. So that history is fitting. Give us a little more, and then we'll go ahead and get into that. Is that accurate? Is that accurate?
Yeah, just like
that.
And do you remember what I said?
you kind of laughed at it. And we just kept kind of talking from there. Known her for a while in past, and I already knew she was a truthful person. Donna don't tell a lot. She don't really sugarcoat in it. She don't really have a fear, but y'all gonna learn Donna.
I'm going to try to keep it down and not show out like I sometimes do.
I want you to do it. These friends,
Jamie
this my show is about that. And I've been talking to her, and I feel like she's going to come around. She's going to do what she feel like she needs to.
Jamie show out sermon.
Yeah, hey,
In the house.
supposed to be in it. That's the way it is.
I just can't understand why people can't get along with each other. I mean, I'm not prejudiced unless you want to say, I don't like some white people. I'm prejudiced. But everybody, I think, is going to have a certain amount of prejudice.
Quite a few.
To do with the color. It has to do with what they did.
Not the color of the skin, but the nature of the heart.
I've walked all percent, and even that took me through different phases of how I looked at you people. So the animosity of it, things that people been through, a certain point of view, I feel, and I guess I understand. I feel like we hold on to what probably wouldn't be there no more. I think a lot of white people, I think it's hard for us to know which ones we can actually trust. But you see what I'm saying? Because
That's interesting because when we're talking about racism, I feel that way about everybody.
I feel like that's the way that
Regardless of the color of the skin.
yeah.
I go outside and I look at people in today's day and age,
The rest of it,
male, female, even some youth, selfish world we live in.
Well, and I think everybody needs to learn to talk about it and be honest with the way they feel. I know prejudiced people that are prejudiced against blacks.
Mm.
And just like I get on to Jamie here and BG because they think that, and y'all gonna laugh at this.
We already
I'm
laughing.
saying.
to do what you gonna say.
But they call each other the N-word, and I think it's horrible. I mean, and he can be on the phone and have him on speaker, and the next thing you know, when he's talking, and I don't even know who it is, maybe. And then they start in this, in that, and I do not like that word. So I want y'all to stop. I feel like it's disrespecting yourselves, the brown people.
And a lot of black people feel like that too. I feel like that's not the reason why I do it. The reason why I do it because I've been doing it so long, it just slips right off. Feel free. I call my homeboy my N-word. I'm like, hey, what's up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? And just say, hey, what's up? It's been from the ground up. At one time, It was a word that was used, and it's still now used in that same way. At one time, it was a word used to be, to put us down or make us feel lesser than, and we couldn't do nothing. We had to be. So it's a lot of us that, when you adapt from the streets and become what it was, you almost have to become what it was. And we did. So the mind frame to a lot of black people was, since you calling us the N-word, we might as well act like one. Well, we wouldn't act like one unless somebody called us the at any given time.
Why did he think that's all right?
I didn't say it was all right. It's almost like I probably do need to stop saying it. With me attempting to. I've been doing this so long, it's going to slip right out of.
But then again, white people were taught to be prejudiced against black people.
Right,
And still are.
right,
Right.
We got seen that played out in politics.
right.
Some of the events that have happened over the past year.
That's right. But I would like to bring this up. My child went to a school off of Broad River Road, Sandal, and we lived on Broad River. And the parents apparently really taught their children lots of prejudice.
You talk about
Because-
black people.
Right, the black parents taught their kids a lot of prejudice because they were very racist in what they said and they would say, like, and my daughter didn't know any prejudice, and I didn't like it that she was learning these things. She'd come home, first time she met a biracial child, came home and she said, Mama, she said, there's a tan boy in our class. She didn't know. She didn't know any kind, she thought Indians were in the parade and it was the blacks, the good bands, and they were getting it on going down the street when we go to the Christmas parade. And she said, look at the Indians. I mean, so from a white person's perspective, it's, to me, you can think anything you want, but you got to come together and quit being that way. I mean, don't have my child learning racism.
It's still being taught today.
Right.
Definitely.
I stay away. Next time, he was neighborly enough to get you off the side of the road. Right, how he felt about this, that, and the third, or whatever. Like in Colombia, they passed a law or whatever they did to take the rebel flags off the bill. I remember back then wishing they would let them still fly because at least then we knew where not to go. See, this is a new restaurant. We want to go try it. And the owner might be somebody who would have put a rebel flag on it. Put the other one down the street. Some things is meant to be known. Because now it's like a guessing world, and that goes back to the trust thing that I'm talking. Feel me? Racism is dumb, yo. It's just retarded. And I meant to use that word. Down syndrome with it. It's crazy. You're going to not like somebody because of the color of the skin they were when they popped out. That's the reason why you're better than them. That's the reason why you hate them. That's the reason why people get fired from jobs and they really do nothing wrong. It's the reason for so many problems in the world today. It's the reason why we don't have a cure for AIDS by now, because you had somebody over here that knew this part. You had somebody else over here that I feel like might have got that part. And these people never got to talk to each other because of this segregated world we keep together with. I had parents that didn't raise me like that. I had a mom and dad that wouldn't allow me to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I grew up with hobbies. Boxing, running track, kicking around, skating rink. So if you were somebody who would get down with me and do what I'm doing, I'd go do it with you. Mm-hmm. And I want to go skating. I want to go skating too. Well, let's go. I wasn't saying he's never been. That's crazy. And I'm sorry. I done been through a lot of trials. I done been through a lot of tribulations. A lot of y'all know my hurt. Y'all know my pain. Y'all know my story. Feel me? All the way down to get shot in my face crawling around trying to get it. It was black people did stuff to me. I say that. I know a lot of white people that helped me out. Anything I have ever been through that was like life-threatening or serious, I feel like black people did it to me. I'm going to keep true. I actually waited for a very long time. We talked about doing racism stuff when we first kicked the podcast off. We was like, because we want to impact. I'm not doing this just to be on TV. I don't like, somebody got to do something, y'all. And if I got to be the voice to do it, I'm going for it.
In that vein, with transition, like thing I think a lot of folks will agree with is even the way we do business with each other is worse
Right,
than how we do business with other races.
right.
It's insane, man. We really try to get over on one another. Like, where's the unity? We can't even do good business dealings together. We wanna raise arms when other races are doing things to us. So,
Even that is systematic. I mean, it's a reason why black on black crime is it. It's a reason why. Because even when you get to the system, the less amount of time you can get. Go out there and clap somebody black and and be out in 5, 6, 7 years, back out. Let somebody black go out there and shoot, kill somebody white. You gonna catch about 15, each 20. So if I'm gonna rob somebody, I'm gonna rob somebody with my punishment because our mentality is already how we feel, and we feel like, don't know, we can die now. But they get mad at us when we start feeling that way. But we need to know who to be mad at. I do not walk around these streets on a day-to-day basis if a certain race is something to me or I'm better than a certain race. I'm more superior than a certain race.
Well, personally, I think black people are more racist than white people because of some of the things that go on. Everything's all it blames on everybody. I say what I think.
a lot of racism black community comes from racism in the white community. We got to establish that first. That's just a fact.
I feel like
That's
it's
not
just as much.
That's not all of it, but we got to realize if you got a lot of black people that work extremely extra hard generations before to get to where they are today, and the things that they had to go through. And I can reference my own father in a story, just like I always tell, like you get to a certain point and you put in your child, like, hey, may not even start as racism, but this is what you're gonna have to go through. I went through that conversation. You don't worry about your people right now. You got to worry about them in this education system. That's kind of where he put me at with books and learning and things of that nature. But I know that there are some that probably even go more than that. As far as aggression towards white people, doing things towards white people. But when it comes to overt racism and doing things because of race, it's not even about being instilled right now. It's about it's white more than black. Definitely. Black people don't, in their hearts might feel a way, but we don't go out and do things to white people because of the color of their skin. There's definitely more white people that will overtly go out and do things against black people because of the color of their skin.
In different ways, I don't agree.
You may not.
We'll break into each other's house, but you also have black people that will target white. I feel like the racist thing comes from an instilled feeling, because just like I was in a conversation with somebody recently. I was talking to him about getting a treat, and he came out and he was like, "Man, I remember back in the day, this area right here, that me and him was the only people outside. We both were black." So he was talking to me like he would talk, and he was like, "Yeah, man, hey, I had to realize something." And he had left before it dawned on me, the way he said it. He was like, "Man, back in the day, man, sure. I'm talking about way back, 35 years ago, man, this whole area, right? And he was like, even today, man, sure. They the nice." That's how he was saying it. He wasn't saying it it was crazy. He wasn't saying it in a bad way, like he was calling them. It was like it was his natural name for him. He was talking about how to keep it all nice. He wasn't saying bad stuff. It just was the word he was using every time he talked about it. He was older black guy. It's instilled in him. Because right before him, or maybe 1, 2 more generations up, he might have would have almost been a slave. Slavery wasn't that long ago. We look at it like, man, that was way back. Not like that. If you really think about it, like your granddaddy's granddaddy. So what? That's not no whole bunch of way down through there. So a lot of it has just been passed down and passed down. You got kids who got parents that we hear them talk about. Then it's instilled from the ground up.
Listen, still, that's not what I was referring to. She had made a statement
Okay.
about
And I was
more races, you know, and
I
she
feel
felt
it's like a dab. It's a different.
black people aren't bold enough especially in certain
We-
pockets of the
yeah.
country, black people can't go. We can't go, period.
I
We may
agree.
not leave. They're bold enough in those places. Oh, there's no way this nigga coming through here. But we ain't got no towns like that where they can't come through. Maybe in our heart, we got some neighborhoods. We got some neighborhoods now. We got some cities.
But even when they walk through certain neighborhoods by themselves, they kind of be safe. Something could
Safer than.
Because if you start that tool and get caught, you're
done.
going to prison.
You done.
They're going to do it.
You ain't got no judges in your pocket. You ain't got no masons in your pocket. You ain't got no troopers in your pocket. It's different in this
Go out there and do it. Make
with
it
the level of racism.
if they catch.
Oh no, in the heart, but the way the system is set up, we can't be as overtly
It's not just
racist
against white.
It's not.
If somebody black does something to an Indian man who like owns a gas station, then if we do something to somebody Arabian,
Oh, you ain't said that one yet.
they're not do nothing to nobody Jewish.
Oh, that one too. You ain't said the other one yet. Remember Georgia?
Us.
Remember Georgia with the Asian lady when Biden was in office?
Yeah, any other race but us. But if you turn around and do it to us, don't do that no more. And you're going back out there and live the rest of your life, and you try not to do that no more. You can do it again and breathe again and get back out again. It's almost like they said, let's get him out there one more time. Let's see if he get one more.
Can I break in there?
Give him time.
When you're going to have to quit talking when I go to say something. You know I forget things.
Yeah, excuse.
Oh, God, I forgot what I was saying.
What were we say?
Well, she can take her time to remember because we got to wrap this up. We coming right back.
Right back.
We appreciate y'all.